Hi guys, so I'll be looking ahead to the Epsom Derby and the Epsom Oaks, which is this weekend, the 4th and 5th of June, and giving you a couple of sections for both races. Let's start with the Epsom Derby, which is on Saturday. My favourite pick for the race is Third Realm. He's around 12 to 1 right now for Roger Varian. He won the Lingfield Derby trial really impressively, I thought, and won it quite cosily in the end. And I think that trial race is the best bit of form when looking at the Derby now, as Anthony Van Dyke won that trial and went on to win the Derby as well at Epsom. So I think that is the best trial race for the Epsom Derby. I think at 12 to 1, he looks a massive price. I'd be very surprised to see him outside the money in the top three places at each way bet 12 to 1. I can't really understand the price on him. He did it really well in the end. It was a big price on the day, but he seemed to have improved significantly in every run. And he's proven at a distance he will handle the undulations, I would assume. The only thing I don't know at the minute is because they haven't released the draw yet, which is a big factor in the Epsom Derby, as 10 out of the last 12 winners have all been drawn 7 or higher. So you do want a high draw when looking at the Derby. So I'm hoping he gets a good draw. And if he does, I think 12 to 1 could look a massive price for Andrea Izzini. He'll be riding him. So he's my favourite selection for the race. So just fingers crossed he gets a good draw to start the race from. And yeah, hopefully he runs well. My other selection for the race is Van Gogh, who's around 16 to 1 right now. I've been a massive fan of him his whole career. And he came third last time in the Irish 2000 Guineas, which is a good run. I just worried that the ground might be going a bit too quick for him now. I'm assuming he might not turn up for races. He only ran a couple of weeks ago. But if he does turn up, I think the 16th one is a very fair price. I think he wants a mile and a half. I think he could be overpriced because he'll be an Aidan O'Brien probably around third or fourth string if he did turn up. So, but I do think Van Gogh is definitely a horse to follow going forward. Whether he turns up for this Derby this weekend, I'm not sure yet. But I do think he could be overpriced on day if he was to turn up. So they're my two main selections for the races. And obviously, Balshoi Ballet, the favourite, was very impressive last time, but he looks a little bit short, I thought, in quite a competitive looking race. So, but Third Realm for me at 12 to 1 is my main fancy for the race. Then on Friday, it's the Epsom Oaks, and it's got another competitive race with Santa Barbara, who's your favourite. She finished fourth in the 1,000 Guineas at Newmarket, ran really well since only her second career start. She's looked very green. But I have two other fancies for the race. Ziada, who would Jim Crowley be riding, another Roger Varian trained horse, around 6 to 1. She finished a really good second at Chester last time. That's the only time she's been beaten in her career. She was having to give a penalties way to Dubai Fountain, and she didn't get a good run at all. Dubai Fountain got run of the race, and she's another quite strong fancy for the Oaks as well. But I do think Jim Crowley could have a great ride on Ziada around 6 to 1. So I do think she'd get back to winning ways. She looks like she'll handle the trip no problem at all. She doesn't have as many question marks answered as some others. So I do think 6-1 is a very fair price, I'd say. So maybe I'm hoping Roger Varian can win both for the big races. The other selection for the Oaks, he wanted a different one, is Noon Star, who's around 9 to 1. Now, I backed her the last day when she finished second behind Snowfall. But Snowfall got a very easy time on the front end. Great ride by Ryan Moore. I do think Noon Star stayed on well from a bad position and got too far back. I do think you can forgive her the run. I think they'll go a harder pace in the Oaks. I do think it will set up for Noon Star a bit better than what it did at I think it was York the last time. So I'm quite keen on Noon Star as well to run well at 9 to 1. Very strong, powerful owners as well. So I would expect a big performance on her. There will be my two sections for the Oaks as well. And the other big race on Friday is the Coronation Cup. Our RC's obvious favourite, who's around 5 to 6 right now. He absolutely bolted up last time. He looked super impressive. You'd be very surprised to see him beat, to be honest. It's a bit boring to go for the favourite, but he looks like a monster, I think. If you were to back one at a bit of price, I think in swoop at around 9 to 1 or 12 to 1 he could be now. He's a French horse. He came second in Arc last year, and he hardly finishes outside the top 2 in his races. Very consistent horse. Seems to go on any ground as well, which is a big help. So if he can handle the undulations of Epsom and the Camber, then I think he could go well at 12 to 1, but I would be surprised if our RC got beat for Jim Crowley. So Jim Crowley could have a terrific day on Friday. But yes, I think in swoop, maybe if you're looking for an each way price in the race, but our RC should win that. So they're my main So my main selection for this weekend is the racing at Epsom. So I'm hoping third round was probably my strongest selection of the whole weekend. Very keen on him running. I can't see him outside the top three, so he seems an each way bet to nothing. And I think 12 to 1 is such a fair price. And maybe I'd back him now before the draw comes out, because if he ends up getting a very nice draw in around 10, I'd say somewhere around a stall around there, his price could shorten dramatically, as he did win the Lingfield Derby trial, which is one of the best pieces of form I think you can bring to the Epsom Derby. So I'm surprised he's 12 to 1 right now, and I'd get on him now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully we can find some winning tips, and I'll see you next time.